I'm going to show you how to make Kreative Kiwi's adorable snowman coaster. I'm going to need a selection of threads, and I've also wound some bobbins to match, my curved scissors, my 5x7 hoop, wash away stabiliser. I'm using felt instead of batting, and fabrics cut to size. First thing I'm going to do is hoop my stabiliser. And now I'm going to pop it into my machine and stitch round number 1, which is the outline. Over the top of the outline I'm going to lay down my felt and also my white fabric over the top of that. Now I'm going to pop it in my machine and stitch it down. Next I'm going to place my fabric over the hat area, pop it in my machine and stitch it down with round number 3. Now I'm going to cut away the excess fabric underneath the hat. Now that the fabric's been cut away, I'm going to lay down my fabric for the hat band and put that up there out of the way of the scarf, and I'm also going to put down my fabric for the scarf at the same time. And I'm now going to stitch rounds number 4 and number 5. And now round number 5. I'm now going to trim away the excess fabric. I'm now going to pop that back in my machine and stitch round number 6, which is going to zigzag all the raw edges. Next I'm going to stitch round number 7, which is the whites of the eyes. I've changed my thread to a light blue for the blue of the eyes. I've now changed my thread and bobbin to black because it's going to do the black of the eyes next, and also the mouth, and that be round number 9. I've changed my thread and bobbin to orange, and I'm now going to stitch round number 10, which is the nose. Next are going to be the 2 snowflakes, and that's rounds 11 and 12. So here's number 11. And number 12. I put silver thread and matching bobbin in for my snowflakes. I'm going to turn my hoop over, and I'm going to place my backing fabric over the back of the snowman. But first of all, I'm just going to trim off some of these ends that might get caught up and in the way. I've been trimming the jump threads as I go along as well, because sometimes they can catch and cause you a bit of bother, so I prefer to get rid of them as they go. Okay, I think that's okay. So I'm now going to place my fabric over the back, and I'm just going to use a little bit of masking tape, painter's tape, whatever you call it, on each of the corners to hold it in place so that it doesn't slide around whilst it's stitching. Okay, I'm now going to pop that back in my machine and stitch round number 13. I've gone back to a white thread now. Next, I'm going to trim away all the excess fabric from the front and the back. Now, up to this point, I didn't actually need to change the bobbin thread because it was going to be covered by the back anyway, but it doesn't really matter. I'm now going to pop my hoop back in my machine and stitch round number 14, which is going to zigzag all the way around the edges. I'm now going to change the colour of my thread and my bobbin, because it is going to be seen from the back this time, to a very pale grey, and that's going to stitch all around the edge of the white of the snowman. So here's round number 15. I've now changed my thread and my bobbin to blue to do the satin stitch edge for the hat, and this is round number 16. I've now changed my thread and bobbin to gold because I'm going to stitch the hat band next, which is round number 17. I've changed my thread and my bobbin thread to light blue, and I'm now going to stitch the last round of stitching, which is number 18, which will do the satin stitch on the edge of the scarf. It's now time to free our snowman from the hoop, so I'm going to turn my hoop over. Just going to trim up these threadies here. Okay, and I'm going to cut it from the stabilizer. I'm just going to run my scissors round reasonably close to the stitching, but not right up to it. Okay, so he's now free. I've got a little dish of water here and some Q-tips, and I'm just going to dip that in and wipe it round the edge to get rid of all the excess stabilizer. And there he is, our cute snowman coaster. I hope you found this stitch along useful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to be notified of any new ones as they are published. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you will again next time.